YouTube, Witty Butter here, and we are back in Pokémon Flora Sky. In this episode, we're going to be going through this route area and arriving at the next city. Yeah. Okay, first things first, let's go through this tiny cave. The reason I don't use Flash here is because the cave is literally so small, I can just walk to my right and find the exit. The cave is much larger, but you can't explore it properly until you have strength. So we'll be coming back then. I skipped that trainer because all he had was wheezing, and 3 wheezing in fact, and it was boring to fight and boring to watch. So, yeah. The cave above us there, and along with the cave, 2 caves to the right of us, which you can't see right now, obviously, and you can't really explore them properly until you have strength. So we're not going to be exploring them until we have strength, because I want to try and show off everything in an area at once, because it makes it easier to... It makes it more like a walkthrough as well, because if someone's looking for a specific area, they want to know where items and stuff are in. No idea why they'd consult me for it, but if by some stretch of fate someone does need something, and they are willing to listen to me, then they can consult me, and everything they want is in one episode. Yeah. This route also has Cycling Road, but the thing about this route is that where we're going can't be accessed easily if you go over Cycling Route. So we're just going to ignore it for now. I will show you where it is, but we won't go down it, we won't fight the trainers on it until we actually need to go to that town. Yeah, there is a trainer and item down here, so I do come down here. Cherubi, as you saw me kill a minute ago, or a few seconds ago, is interesting in that its evolution has the ability to change its form depending on the weather. If the weather is sunny, it changes its form to something else than if the weather is not sunny, which is interesting. I like that kind of form change Pokemon. It's why I like Rotom, that's the Cycling Road, and it's why I almost always play with a cast form in story modes, just because it's fun. It's the epitome of uniqueness and fun, and just having fun, playing the game for fun and not the meta game. And it's awesome because its appearance changes and its type changes, and even one of its moves, Weather Ball, changes. And I really like that system. It's an interesting gameplay mechanic. This guy, magical quality to it, you see what he did there? Because he has a Magikarp. Ah, yeah. It's 1 level off of being a Gyarados as well. I just kept this battle in so that we can watch Magikarp getting headbutted in the gills again. Yes, I am adopting that gills, because I have decided that as fish don't wear belts, I can decide what's below the belt on them. So I've decided that gills would hurt most. Gulpin's quite cool. It learns a move called Stockpile, and in this generation Stockpile doesn't give you the defense boost, I think, which is a bit pointless because you essentially give the opponent a turn to do what they want. Stockpile is directly linked to Swallow and Spit Up. Spit Up being a move that damages the opponent depending on how many times you've stockpiled, and Swallow being a move that heals you depending on how many times you've swallowed. Both are quite useful in their own respect, but as I said before, without having a defense boost from Stockpile, it's kind of risky. I do like Gulpin because its evolution is a boss character in a Pokemon fighting game, Pokemon Type Wild. If you haven't checked it out already, do so. It's in Japanese, but the gameplay is just awesome. It's a fighting game with Pokemon, and it's really cool. It's what a lot of people have been wanting. It's not turn-based like the RPGs like I'm playing now. It's an actual fighting game like Street Fighter, and it's really well done. It's done by one of the actual artists from the anime. So check it out. I will probably play it as a little side thing. I won't do a full Let's Play of it, because doing Let's Plays on fighting games is a bit awkward and hard. Yeah. but I will show it off as a little side thing eventually. As a little special, yeah. Because I do like it. Although, Gulpin's evolution Swalot does use a pincer as a weapon, sorry. Which is a little odd, but it's interesting. I like that. It is a unique element to its character. Yeah, moving on. Sorry, I went on a fan rant. Cottony, we have seen in a trainer battle. We might have seen it in the wild, I can't remember. But I will show off Pokemon that we've seen in trainer battles if we see them in the wild randomly. Because some people will want to know what Pokemon you can catch in the wild, and again, making this a bit like a walkthrough. You know? Yeah. Turtwig, one of the starters we could have chosen. That doesn't affect whether this girl will have a Turtwig or not. She will always have a Turtwig, even if you chose one. Yeah, makes sense for a picnicker to have a Turtwig though. So yeah. Why is everyone we beat up in this game children? Or old? Or a douche? But yeah, okay. Let's go through this. This girl, cocky douche. Oh no, I've started to categorise trainers. Ah well, they deserve it. Alright, energy root we've been through before. Root items, or herbs, have really powerful effects and really are quite useful, but they lower a Pokemon's happiness. And happiness is directly linked to the move Return, which is a move that gets more powerful depending on how happy your Pokemon is. So I won't be using any herbs. Mainly because I haven't decided whether I will be using Return yet or not. It depends on how well Headbutt fares for me, really. At this stage, Headbutt's really quite good, and I might even decide to use Headbutt throughout the whole game. Yeah. But I haven't decided for full yet, because the game is going to get more challenging. And you've seen gym battles and stuff are actually quite hard at this stage. So, yeah. Swablu I like. One of the first Pokemon I trained fully in Ruby. I had, it was the first dragon I ever trained. Well, it's evolution, because Swablu's not a dragon itself. Yes, I didn't train a Dragonite in Red or Blue. I'm sorry, I was a kid, don't judge me. But Altaria, Swablu's evolution, was the first Pokemon I ever got to level 100. And so it has a special place in my heart. Nostalgia. Birdkeepers we're going to see a bit more of in the upcoming episodes and stuff. Mainly because they get more common around this area. Don't really know why. There's a lot of trainers on this route, despite it being a very short route. And I've kept a lot of them in, even though we've seen the Pokemon they used before, because either something interesting happens, or I show off something, or I just don't want you guys to get too bored. Because I think that skipping too many battles in a row would be a little boring to watch, and it would interrupt the gameplay a lot more than I want it to. So yeah, here we go. We have an example of Swagger. Swagger is a move that raises the opponent's attack by 2 stages, which essentially doubles it. But it confuses them. Confusion is a status ailment that has a chance of hurting yourself every time you try to do any move with a 40 base power question mark type attack, I think. I don't know for sure, but yeah. Swagger's very risky in that sense. If you use it on a physical attacker, yeah, they might hurt themselves for more damage, but they also might hurt you for a lot more damage. And you don't want that, obviously. So I would recommend only using it on a special attacker, because it's safer. There is a special equivalent of it, unlike Burn, which doesn't have a special equivalent, yeah. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but I'll let you know in a future episode. Yeah. Again, it's a move that you don't want to use on a special attacker. It's as simple as that. Don't boost up a Pokemon's good attributes. If your opponent is a physical attacker and they can do a lot of damage to you, don't make them do more damage to you. We can't get in this cave yet, because this hiker is blocking the way. Oh well, we'll be back. We'll be back. Skip to you. He had an Emolga, so I got paralysed and damaged quite a bit. Emolga can be quite annoying. There's a gym leader in particular in Generation 5 that just uses 2 Emolga and uses Volt Switch, which is like U-turn, in that it damages your opponent and it switches you out. Which is so annoying, because they are essentially the same Emolga, just clones, and they just use Volt Switch every time, so you have to chip away at them, which it was just tedious, because you don't know what Emolga you're going to attack, and so, I mean, she could even switch to a Zebra Striker as well, which annoyed me. This guy has something cool, which I like him. Riolu. Yeah, everyone likes Riolu. I also show off Super Fang. Everyone loves Riolu's evolution more, especially especially children. Riolu's evolution is Lucario, which it evolves into through happiness, max happiness during the day. Lucario is a mixed attacker. It has higher special attack, but it can really go either way. So very useful, very good move pool, and very, very well used in the metagame. I can't remember what the skill had. Obviously nothing interesting. This item though, TM11, Sunny Day. Sunny Day is, well, I've mentioned it before. Sunny Day is a move that brightens the sun. It increases the power of of fire type moves, and it affects some abilities, like Dry Skin. Dry Skin is an ability that Toxicroak and Krogunk can have, that in the rain, they heal every turn when it's raining, but they lose health every turn that it's sunny. Which, if you can plan out your team's weather theme type thing quite well, it is a really good ability, and it can be used really well. I kept this battling because there's a Team Magma guy, and he's pretty much part of the story. So there is an item up there, so I will be coming back here and getting it, but I can't get it in this episode or any time soon, because he doesn't move, which is upsetting, because I wanted that item. I don't know what it is, to be honest, but it's just there. It's teasing me, driving me insane. This Torkoal caused me a few problems in my practice runs, and I think in this battle as well. Torkoal is quite defensive, and it shows off Curse, which gives me something to talk about. Curse changes depending on whether it's used by a ghost type or any other type. If it's used by a ghost type, it curses your opponent and they lose a quarter of their health every turn. If it's used by a non-ghost type, it raises all of their stats by 1 stage, except for speed, which it lowers by 1 stage, which is quite good and useful if a Pokemon can take a hit. Obviously it does increase defense and special defense as well, so it does help in that respect. But lowering speed does mean that in the most likely cases that you're going to get hit by something, and you don't want that to kill you. Yeah. Torkoal is generally defensive, so it's a pretty good idea to have Torkoal with Curse. Not in the metagame. Torkoal's not that used in the metagame. I mean, any Pokemon can be well used in the metagame, but if they're up against an overused or an Uber, in fact, probably not going to stand that great a chance. And here we are in Tez City. Tease. Oh, you Tease of a city. I don't know how to pronounce it. I might call it Tease City. This is the convenience store. You can buy lots of things here, and that means that I have to go on an off-screen shopping trip. Yeah! I buy a lot of drinks, like soda and lemonade, because they're the most efficient healing items for health and for money. Next episode we'll be exploring the town more properly, checking out the gym, then going to the beach. Ah, yeah. But this is where I sadly have to say adieu.